In the electric heart of Tokyo, where skyscrapers slice the smog and neon reflections shimmer like ghosts in the puddles below, there stands a tower unlike any other. It's called Takai Mirai Tower, a name that means tall future, though its legacy feels more like a warning than a promise. Its black glass surface swallows light during the day and reflects too much of it at night. Is not listed on tourist maps. No influencer has ever tagged it. And if you search for it online, you'll find a developer page with nothing but a logo and a contact email that never replies. But if you slip into the smoke-filled bars of Shibuya after midnight, ask the right person the wrong question about a tower with a door that shouldn't open, and you might catch a whisper, a pause in the conversation, a glance toward the door, and maybe, if you're unlucky enough, a warning: never take the elevator after 2:17 a.m., not unless it stops for you. To the untrained eye, Takai Mirai Tower is the pinnacle of futuristic luxury. It boasts retina scanners instead of keycards, AI assistants for each unit, penthouses equipped with zero-gravity lounges, and an elevator that claims to learn your preferences through biometric feedback. But ask any long-term resident and they'll tell you something isn't quite right. Not something you can prove, but something you feel. The kind of wrongness that crawls up your spine in silence. The kind you can only describe by saying the walls hum too softly, the lights flicker at rhythms that don't feel accidental, and the air pressure on certain floors makes your ears pop for no reason. Then there's the elevator itself. Glassy, voice-activated, smooth as silk, until you try to ride from the 17th to the 18th floor. Most of the time it glides up like it should, but on rare, unspeakable nights, particularly if you're alone, tired, and it's exactly 2:17, you press the button for 18, and something else happens. The floor indicator doesn't tick up. It doesn't go dark either. Instead, it glitches, flickers, and then it changes, not to a number, but to a symbol. Not a kanji, not a logo, but something primal, crude. It looks like a bleeding eye, drawn by someone who didn't want it to be seen but had to record it anyway. The moment it appears, time stretches like warm plastic. The hum of the motor becomes a groan. The light turns a hue your brain can't name, and the air becomes thick, dense, like it's filled with ash or memory. And then, sometimes the doors open. Not to floor 18, but to a hallway that doesn't exist. One woman knows what lies beyond those doors. Her name is Reiko Tanaka. She was a concierge, calm, dependable, the type of employee buildings like this love to keep quiet and smiling. One night, a resident reported a lost package on the 20th floor. Reiko took the elevator herself to return it. She stepped in around 2:15 a.m. The doors closed. The elevator didn't move. Then the floor panel blinked. 17. Then the eye, and her ears popped. Not like they do when you go up, like they do when you descend into a place you were never meant to find. When the doors opened, she found herself in a corridor drenched in red velvet. The air smelled of sulfur and iron. The walls pulsed slightly, like breathing lungs. Along the hallway stood doors. No numbers, just names. Names she recognized. People who had gone missing. Tenants who were never listed on any lease. Some of them had never even moved in. From somewhere far down the hallway came the sound of a child laughing and something scraping across stone. She turned around, panicked, but the elevator was gone. No door, no opening, just wall. She ran, but she doesn't remember how she got out. When police found her hours later, she was barefoot, bleeding from the eyes, muttering something about the eye between worlds. She told them, the building keeps them, it feeds on them, and since that night, she hasn't spoken clearly again. Online, stories like hers pop up and vanish just as quickly. Threads on Japanese message boards get wiped. Posts about missing people who were last seen entering that elevator. Photos of floor indicators flashing symbols no one can replicate. One user described hearing knocking from behind the metal walls at night. Slow, deliberate knocking, as if someone or something was trying to be let back in. Maintenance workers refuse to investigate. Contractors hired for renovations either walk out or leave behind cryptic notes. One scrawled message was found taped to the back of a breaker panel. There's a door between 17 and 18, and someone knocks back. The Kaimarai Tower was designed by a man named Hiroshi Ueda, a reclusive architect known for embedding forbidden geometries and occult symbolism into his buildings. His early work was experimental but grew more disturbing with each design. He believed buildings could act as conduits, gateways between dimensions. When the blueprints for Takai Marai were leaked, people noticed something strange: an extra floor, not labeled, not accounted for. The developers dismissed it as a visual artifact from the CAD files. But when Hiroshi gave his final interview, days before disappearing entirely, he stared directly into the camera and said one thing before walking off set: "The elevator doesn't take you to a floor, it takes you to a decision. And those who come back from that decision come back different." Residents speak in whispers about the woman in apartment 1807 who hasn't aged in over a decade, about the blind man on 1701 who dreams of things days before they happen, about the two girls in unit 1704, twins born 30 years apart, with identical birthmarks shaped like an eye. And then there's Yuto, a college student who tried to live stream the elevator ride at 217 IEMM. His stream glitched. The video cut out after the doors opened, but when viewers scrubbed the video frame by frame, they saw something. Just for a split second, pale, rotting hands, hundreds of them, reaching, pulling something inside. Yuto's account vanished an hour later. His apartment was listed for rent the next morning. But the story doesn't end with one tower. Blueprints have surfaced for identical buildings being constructed in Hong Kong, in Dubai, in New York City, all designed with the same elevator system, all using Hiroshi's corrupted biometric design, all with an unlisted floor between 17 and 18. Which begs the question, why are they building more? Why repeat this design if it leads to madness, to disappearances, to places no one can understand? Maybe this isn't a glitch. Maybe it's a ritual. Maybe every elevator ride is a test, and only a few people ever notice. Only a few are ever chosen. So, the next time you're alone in a high-rise and you press 18 and the elevator stops longer than it should and the number flickers, not to 18, but to something else, something ancient, something watching. Don't speak, don't breathe, don't look at your reflection in the polished metal walls. Because if that door opens and the hallway is red velvet and the air smells like iron and fire, it means you've already been chosen. Like this video if you dare ride the elevator at 217 AYM. Comment below, would you step into floor X if the doors opened just for you? Share this with someone who's never afraid. Until now, subscribe for more haunted truths and the forbidden places hiding in plain sight.